The next one is Samsa In Love. I have not read Kafka, um, but apparently Samsa is the character. I don't know. Whatever, Samsa. I didn't know Samsa until this story. So this is just like the summary of the story. There might be more behind it, but the next story is Samsa In Love. And this story, it starts a little bit weird. Very much weird, a little bit scary, to be honest. I mean, at least for me. Actually, one of the things that happens to me, for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why, is that um, horror movies or scary movies, I can't care less about them because I don't find them scary. Most of the time, I find them annoying. Uh, Obviously, there are good ones, a couple of good ones, and those ones I enjoy. But I would say, I think in general, that genre I don't like it because I'm just like, as in I just whatever, as in at best there are jump scares, but I don't find them necessarily scary. However, when I read a book that is scary or mildly scary, I get really, as in I do feel it. I do get the fear. um Samsa In Love is not a scary movie, or a scary book, or scary story is not like that. But how it starts and how he starts describing it, I was just like, what? But as in, what I'm scared. um, yes. But anyway, because how it starts is with um, Samsa being naked in a room that has like it's just a mattress. It doesn't have anything, it's just a mattress. He's there, and the window has these wooden planks, or you know, so he can only kind of look outside. But he's just like, but this is for someone either to not go out or to not enter. And then he says that because it's kind of he's coming out from his metamorphosis, apparently a very literal metamorphosis, because he doesn't know how to walk. He's just like, what is this body? As in, why I couldn't be like shrimp or something. Honestly, I don't know if he said shrimp, but he mentioned something like from the sea. And like as in, this is just disgusting. Like, why do I have to walk in two legs? And then he has to he's hungry, and then he has to go downstairs, but he doesn't know how to go downstairs. And I mean, I'm just mentioning this because it's just like how he describes, as in how Murakami describes all this. For me, it was scary. It's just like, what is this? I don't know if it's a normal reaction or not, but I was just like, as in, I thought he just went into a huge, as in a complete different story and different way of approaching it from all that I know of him. And then he goes down, and then there is food in the table, and there are other rooms, but the food in the table looks like the family just finished preparing it, and he just eats everything, but in a very savage way. Like he leaves everything like completely disorganized. And I mean, even remembering, it's just like, oh my god, like. uh, but I do think obviously it was on purpose to make this atmosphere so heavy. And eventually he also look outside, and he sees people wearing clothes. So he's just like, now I have to find clothes. I have to figure out how to kind of blend in, like, as in, what is a cloth? So he goes upstairs again, like, and with a lot of effort. Because then again, he just. And for me, I mean, at least what I was thinking on during all this time, I was like, he ate the family. I was so convinced, and I mean, at this point, it could be, but I was just like, he's a monster. uh, I mean, I guess we will never know. So eventually, someone knocks at the door, and it's this random hunchback girl. that is there to fix a lock. And sometimes just like, I don't know which lock doesn't work. And then she's just like, but then he's just like, but maybe it's upstairs, in the last room, which is the room where he came out. And she's like, okay, let's go and check it out now. So she goes, and then she checks the lock, and she's like, yes, this is not working. I don't know how this happened, because whatever destroyed this lock, it was from the inside. But I think he also described it in a very specific, weird way, like supernatural, or I don't know. And I was just like, what is going on? So super irrelevant, but I think me. um, and then she asks Samsa, is like, do you happen to know where is the key of the lock? And Samsa is like, I have no idea. And then this woman says, Gregor Samsa, sometimes you make me want to die. And I thought, I mean, it's very funny, because obviously she's doing her job, but he is not making it easier for her. Okay, because apparently there is a war outside. As in, at least there are tanks and there are like blockages, I don't know. And so she had to just go there to fix a lock. And she's like, as in, I'm risking my life by being here, you know, your family should be here, they shouldn't go out because people disappear and all that. I mean, because he didn't fully explain it, but it appears that they are in the middle of a war zone or something similar. And then she is just like, isn't it like funny, curious that in the middle of these times people want to fix a lock? Which comes this quote of, maybe working on the little things as beautifully and honestly as we can is how we stay sane when the world is falling apart. Awesome quote. And then Samsa falls in love with this woman. Because I think it's because she reminds him of a shrimp. Because she's a hunchback. And of course there are sexual connotations. I mean, weird shit happens. I think nothing happens between the two of them, but he's just like, whatever. Because the only clothes he was able to put himself, it was like a coat, a long coat. So yes, I think you can tell he's into her. If you catch my drift. So she confronts him, because she's like, what the hell is going on here? Like, do you think because I'm a hunchback you can do whatever? And then he's just like, no, it's not like that at all. As in, because he has just become a human, right? So he doesn't know, but it's also like in his 30 or something like that, and he's just like, no, I just find you charming, and your movements, because she has these weird movements that she does, because her bra kind of falls, and she's just like, is this guy weird? I mean, actually, she, from the very beginning, she's hilarious, because she's like, because he doesn't know anything, and I think he's acting, I mean, just like as someone that just became a human, but obviously she doesn't know that, and she's just like, is he bad in his head? So she that's why, I mean, it's also funny, this story, because all the time she's being extremely like sarcastic and hostile towards him in a funny way. And when he kind of fell in love with her and kind of told her that he's interesting, she's just like, I mean, as in, you might be like fine looking, but I'm as in, and a little bit bad in your head, but I don't think this will work because we're from different families and I'm a hunchback and whatnot. And also because probably you have hidden intentions, you know, like you might have like a fetish or something. And he's just like, no, it's not like that. I just want to talk with you about locks and about random stuff and tanks, which he doesn't know what a tank is. And she's just like, okay, whatever. So then before she leaves, she says to him, if you think of someone enough, you're sure to meet them again. And when she's leaving and he's seeing her at the distance through the window, he's just like, okay, the world is waiting for me to learn. But I mean, I didn't write a quote or anything, but I believe it wasn't just of him being a human, but of he learned how to love. So it was a really nice story. I think it started very weird, very horrible. I was scared, but at the same time, it was funny and weirdly cute. um, so yes, it just, once again, the magic of Murakami.